How are we doing, Brian?
Listen, as you people know, I've got ongoing health issues at the moment, but one of my things I try to do is get to the Scotland Yard to spend some time with the Toronto Spurs people and support my team, which means getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning for me today to do what I do, to come and watch a pathetic, spineless, gutless, toothless, shambolic performance. And this is me going easy. Barnaby, in answer to your question about how Arsenal go about it, it don't matter. It don't matter. Whichever way they do, if they do what they did at Man City, we'll play into their hands and they'll break and they'll batter us. And if they play how they can play, they're going to batter us. But don't worry, we have sections of this fan base that think, oh, we're going to get the Champions League and it's all good. And yeah, the money comes in. We spent this time, I mean, Sim, you did a show yesterday with Brains, and the headline, rightfully so, was we have to beat this injury-ravaged Newcastle. Mm-hmm. They have a mother load of injuries that make our injuries that we have look inferior, and they have completely embarrassed us. We disrespected the players that were playing because we were so focused on the players that weren't playing, and they teared us limb from limb. Every single player and Ange should hang their head in shame today. That was worse than Fulham. It was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. I think that's probably fair comments for the performance we put on today. For you, it's hard for me to ask what went wrong because nothing went right. So it's hard for me to pick one thing. But what could have been different today, do you think? What could have Ange done differently in terms of selection or how we approached the game?
You know the concerning thing for me, Tim, is I came on the show last week after we beat Forest. I was with Barnaby and Amir. And I spoke big time about the midfield and how we can't find the right combination and how someone like a Paulinho or someone is absolutely vital for us. But today, do you know what? From defence to midfield, midfield to attack, there is just no understanding. There is no communication. There is no teamwork. There's just nothing. There seems to be recently a complete breakdown. This is the kind of football I was kind of expecting at the beginning of Ange. As we said, we're all expecting to take there will be these kind of performances. We need to get used to Ange. Ange will suffer some beatings, but he'll get it right. And then we had that incredible start, that phenomenal start. But these beatings and these performances are coming regularly. And you look at it, that was pretty much a full strength team out. And last season, when we were talking about the 6-1, the team was a mess. There was a complete breakdown from the top to the bottom. We went into this game where everything was going like the fans were on board. We had the manager we wanted, playing the football we wanted. We had better players that were more eager to wear the badge and perform for the badge. And look at today, to hear Newcastle saying it's happened again, Tottenham, it's embarrassing. Embarrassing.
It is. I think what it showed to me today is that, consistently we are terrible at breaking down teams who just play 10 or 11 behind the ball. Yeah. And Newcastle and we can't deal with that when it's Brentford or Crystal Palace. So Newcastle were just like, well, we're going to do that, but we've also got three of the best players going forward. So we can't score, and then every time they come forward they look like they're going to score, and then add on to that the set piece debacle, and you just got it's humiliating today.
Pardon me, I can't echo more what you said about set pieces, but we had our set piece coach last season, but let's face it, we've had a problem with set pieces for a long, long time. Apart from when we had the set piece coach, which kicked in brilliantly at the beginning. This has been an issue that Tottenham Hotspur have faced for quite a while, but we don't address the situation. We have Ryan Mason doing this. There is an absolute, and I have to say, and I'm one of Mickey van der Ven's biggest advocates and love him to pieces. He was shambolic, like everyone was today. I don't know if it was because of the yellow card and he had to be careful. I don't know what it was. But yeah, Barnaby, the set pieces, this has been an issue. I don't know why with Tottenham Hotspur. We can all see as fans, whether you're YouTube streamers, whether you're social media, or you're just a fan that goes to the pub or watches it with the family. we can all see that there's issues, and we can all notice them. But this club is doing nothing to rectify it. Nothing.
Brian, at what point, when you're seeing the lineup we have out today, which is by all accounts a pretty good lineup, and you're seeing how open we are at the back, at what point do you have to say, like, it's not about Ange getting the players he needs? It's about the tactics he's employing. Like, how much responsibility does he need after you're seeing us so open like we were today, like ridiculously open? And yet you look at the back line, it's a pretty good back line. You look at midfield, it's a pretty good midfield. Like, what point do you say, like, well, maybe these tactics are just way too open?
So listen, what I think we can all say as well, when you look at that back five, if I see that back five there, I'm confident against anyone. You think, right, they are solid. They can do the job. But it's like you said, it's just, you come in here, and don't get me wrong, what I've noticed as well is we take more risks with our passing, building up from the back, than we do in the final third. We do these little passes from Vicario and little passes and triangles. We get up top. No, we've got to try and walk it in like Arsene Wenger's Arsenal did, or we try something and it breaks down. We're adventurous when we're breaking out from the back, but when we go forward, it just gets funneled and teams know what we're doing. And when it, as you said, tactically, listen, I love Ange, and when the football's good and free flowing, listen, it's a joy to see. And people have been speaking about, both Spurs fans and neutral fans, at the change in ours. But there's got to be, when this keeps happening, whether it's you tell the defence to drop back 15 yards, or you tell one of the midfielders, right, you need to drop deep and be a shield. You need to support it. Tactically, we've got to find a solution, because it's happening way too easy. And if you look at it, if Pedro Porro's hamstring is let's say a tear or whatever, he could potentially miss Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. And we know how bad we look when there's only a doggy or Porro in, and it's going to rock the boat. And there needs to be some kind of plan B, or an A version, plan A.2, because something is not right, and it's adaptability. And he needs to take some accountability. I love Ange. I'm fully behind him. I want to see what he does in the summer, and hopefully a certain someone will back him. But he has to adapt. This isn't, with all due respect, this isn't the Scottish Premier League. This isn't the Japanese League. This isn't the A-League. Yeah. This is the Premier League, where players and managers will suss you out. And if you make these mistakes, you will get punished.
Yeah, and look, I agree. And I think if you look at Guardiola and Arteta and Klopp even, they all had to evolve and adapt as well. And this season, basically, Arteta has adapted so much that he's like, okay, we've got to win pretty much every game. We've got to keep clean sheets. He plays four centre-halves across the back four a lot of the time. And then
Barnaby, you know what it is as well, though, Barnaby? The thing is as well with me is Arsenal hadn't had Champions League for 6 years. They knew they needed a holding midfielder, and they go drop 100 million on Rice. Yeah. Because they're like, that's the missing link. That's the one that could transform it. Whether you think 100 million was overpriced or look what he's done. Look what he's done. Just that one bit of pure class last season, where they were kind of bottling it this time last year. Yeah. They're not showing any signs of it. And it's just, you know what I mean? They didn't have we've got Champions League money we can go spend, or so they went and got that linchpin, that elite player that they needed. And it certainly helped them. It's a problem.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, always good to chat to you, my friend. Speak to you very soon. Let's hope on better days in the future.
Well, the next fan show is obviously against the Filth. So I pray to God that it's better, because if it's a defeat, I will be radioactive on the fan shows. So listen, guys, enjoy the rest of the show. Everyone in the chat, have a great weekend. And as always, Levy out.